Yeah, okay. So it says that they are so strong in your experience of life that it must cause you to it would make it the Nirlingikyu, the projecting karma for your next life immediately, because it would be the biggest badass, most prevalent karma in your consciousness. Yeah? And that sort of, it bothered me at the beginning, because I thought that process was random, you know, so what makes this one so important, or any of these five so important? And so what's the answer? Why are they immediate? Why are they so strong?
Because the object is so.
Because the object is, yeah. So it's not so much your intention or whatever, it's the object with which you're seeing yourself interact is so massive in your consciousness, yeah, that it stays top of mind, I guess, in layman's term. So we talked a lot about the fourth one. We talked about the schism in the Sangha. And I tried to give you a feeling of why this is important. So what do you remember about that?
It's like the opposite of what you're trying to do, of becoming enlightened, and for the sake of all the being. It's like breaking that and dividing all being. So it's like the complete opposite. I mean,
okay.
And obviously you have your intellectual, and you know what you're doing, right? I mean, you have to be
in the classical presentation of who would split the Sangha, we can't do it in the formal way, because it's supposed to happen at the time of the Buddha. It's got all these rules and it's got all these definitions, but the story itself, the idea that it's possible, the fact that it's a thing, there's something in that. And at least for me, this worked like a secret teaching. When it came for the first time in the 90s, and I heard this splitting the Sangha, it was a weird thing to talk about, since we're never going to do it. Yeah? Because it's supposed to happen at the time of the Buddha. It's supposed to happen around 12 years after he starts teaching. It can't happen when he's passing to nirvana or removing his emanation from the world. It can only happen when his two biggest disciples are in place to fix the schism in 24 hours. It's all those rules, and we're not even going to do it. And I was annoyed at my teacher for teaching it, and I didn't understand why. But over time you see how the precious thing that you're trying to do by getting an insight into how this universe works, and how these beings, these beautiful beings around you, are desperately trying to get happy. And if you are on a course, if you're on a journey to figure that out, and you get close, which is rare, and you get close, and then you develop a community of people that are getting how the matrix works, they can really save the planet. This is what you're doing. This is really what you're doing by investigating reality. And then to break that up is the most horrible thing. So it doesn't, yes, this misdeed will cause you birth in the lowest hell, the Vichy hell, which is the hell without respite, etc., etc. But for me, it wasn't that he was teaching. And then I saw it in so many spiritual communities, regardless whether Buddhist or Christian or whatever. It's just humans making shit. It's horrible. It's not acceptable. You have the most precious thing beginning to grow in the most toxic environment. This precious thing can overrun the planet with bliss. To split that is a horrible thing. So even to come close